The light box gives an approximation of what it would look like to place your design against a window, because if I hold my artwork up to a window, and again I have my drawing on the other side, I'm just flipping the paper over, I can see my design well enough to trace it. So folks at home, I'm not expecting you to own a light box, but a window, if it's brighter outside than it is in your house, can work well enough for you to be able to see the design and trace it again. Okay, so you're either going to make all of your lines darker so that we can use the transfer process, or you're going to use a window in your house to trace the design over again on the other side. If you're choosing to go with the transfer method, where you have traced over all of your lines in your design with a softer graphite, you're going to now open up your lobster drawing and you're going to fold it across that center crease so that the drawing is on the inside. I have a partially traced leg here because I was demonstrating an earlier technique, so your other side of your paper shouldn't have anything on it. I'm going to fold the lobster so it's now inside the paper. And I can actually see the lines for my lobster through the paper. There are two different techniques you can try here. If, like me, you can see your lines through your paper with your regular pencil or a ballpoint pen, I can just trace the graphite lines that I can see, and the pressure from the tip of the pen or the tip of the pencil is going to be enough to push that graphite across to the other side. So if I open up my lobster to check on it, I can see that that is true. It is pushing the graphite from my super soft graphite pencil across to the other side. You might be wondering, well, why don't I just fold it inside out and trace it on the other side? And you could do that. So if you fold your lobster so the drawing's on the outside, you could just put your drawing against a window or look through your paper and trace it, okay? But if you're using the transfer method, try a ballpoint pen. Another technique you can use, which you're probably very familiar with by now, is you can use a round object, such as the round end of a Sharpie or a spoon from your kitchen, and I'm going to hold the paper firmly with one hand and rub with the round end of my Sharpie, so the end that does not have the cap on it. And you really do have to use something that's round. Don't try to use like a palette knife or your pencil. It's not really going to work. So I'm applying pressure and pushing down with a pretty good amount of pressure and holding the paper so it doesn't rip or fold on me. And I can open it and check my progress, and I can see that the design is transferring across. So you want to transfer the design so it completely goes across, and then I will describe what to do next. But I'm going to time lapse this process. The lines of the lobster should have some uniformity in how dark they are, so you can trace over your transfer lines with graphite, or you can trace over all of your lines with Sharpie. If you are working from home and you don't have a Sharpie, you can also use a black colored pencil or a black crayon.